Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are Southwest.
Tonight in Arlington, Texas Rangers left-hander Matt Harrison returns to the mound, where he hasn't lost a game since May 12th. Overall, the All-Star leads the club with 12 wins. He'll be facing a native Texan and Rice University alum, Philip Umber, who became the 21st player in MLB history to toss a perfect game in April at Seattle. The White Sox and the Rangers right now on Fox Sports Southwest. A typically warm summer's evening here in Arlington. Temperature hovering just above the century mark. And the Rangers hope to heat back up tonight as they take on the Chicago White Sox in the middle game of this three-game weekend series. And welcome in, everybody. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. We're delighted to have you along tonight, and it should be a good matchup as far as the Rangers are concerned. At least that's what they're hoping, because they've got their number one starter on the mound, and that's Matt Harrison. And Matt has been virtually unbeatable here at home.
Yeah, you know, Matt's having a great season, Buzz. Last year he won 14 games. He's already won 12 games this year, so he's got a chance to surpass last season and be even better this year. He's become one of the better young pitchers in the American League. He's truly a pitcher now. He can still touch the mid-90s, but he doesn't pitch there all the time. He uses his sinker, his breaking pitches, and a really good changeup to keep the hitters off balance. He throws a lot of strikes, and he's the right man to have on the mound tonight.
Well, Matt going out there looking for a win, number 13, also looking to turn the fortunes of the Rangers around, who had a difficult night, to say the least, last night in that 9-5 loss to the White Sox. So tonight it'll be Matt Harrison and Adrian Beltre and company trying to get back on the winning track against the Chicago White Sox. That's coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest. Your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Now, before we get too far underway here, let's go down to Emily Jones and say hello, and she's got some information about Josh Hamilton for us. Emily?
Well, Buzz, Josh Hamilton not in the lineup today. Ron Washington giving him a mental day. Physically, Josh says he does feel beat up, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to be in the lineup.
Physical part of it, you know you're going to hurt. You can play through being hurt. I've done it a lot in my career, so physical. The mental part of it is obviously, you got to get out of your own head, and you got to get out of listening to people and understanding that you know what you're doing, and relax and play and have fun.
Josh did say he spent the majority of the afternoon in the cage, so not necessarily an off day. Washington call on him in a late game pinch hit situation. Gentlemen.
All right, Emily, thank you. An interesting time to take an evening off for Josh Hamilton. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Here's the White Sox lineup as put out there by Robin Ventura tonight. Eduardo Escobar gets the start at short. He will lead things off. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Kevin Youkilis. Adam Dunn is the designated hitter. Batting fourth, playing at first base, Paul Konerko. Alex Rios bats fifth and plays right. The left fielder, Diane Viciedo, bats sixth. Tyler Flowers handles the catching chores. He bats seventh. Hitting eighth, playing second base, Gordon Beckham. And the number 9 hitter tonight is the center fielder, Jordan Danks.
Check out the scouting report on Matt Harrison. 12-5. Got the 8th best ERA in the American League at 3.02. His last 11 starts have gone exceptionally well. Left-hand hitters, 179. He really turned that around. Last year they were much higher than that. Right-hand hitters a little high at 285, but overall it adds up to an excellent start to this season. A couple of more months left, 10 or 11 more starts. And Matt continues to get better and better, it seems, every month that goes by.
And let's take a look at the defense tonight, brought to you by Home Depot. Leonis Martin, the start in left field, Craig Gentry in center, and Nelly Cruz in right. Michael Young, Ian Kinsler, Elvis Andrews, and Adrian Beltre around the infield. Mike Napoli back behind the plate, handling Matt Harrison. And the first pitch of tonight's ball game is a strike to Eduardo Escobar. Escobar, the switch hitter, up there from the right side. He's taking the place of Alexei Ramirez. Ramirez, you'll remember last night, the play where the shortstop Ramirez and the center fielder De Aza kind of collided, had a glancing blow, both of them going after a little Texas League bloop. And De Aza had to leave the game. Ramirez stayed in, but he's not in there tonight. To left field, Leonis Martin makes the play, and the ball finds him immediately. Now, 35-year veteran Joe West calling the balls and strikes tonight. He is the crew chief. Sam Holbrook at first, Andy Fletcher and Rob Drake at second and third. Joe West, the veteran out of North Carolina. Outstanding football player in the ACC for a couple of years. Now the longest tenured major league umpire working action in the league now. Kevin Youkilis steps in hitting .251, but boy, since he has joined the Sox a little bit over a month ago, he has really been a catalyst for a lot of good things happening in Chicago.
Yeah, most of them have seemed like that happened to the Rangers.
Yeah, you got that right. Pitch inside, and Matt Harrison falls behind, 3 balls and no strikes. Youkilis had back-to-back go-ahead hits against the Rangers in that series in Chicago on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July. Those were his first home games in a Chicago White Sox uniform since coming over from the Boston Red Sox. Harrison with the 3-1, and it's outside, ball 4. So Youkilis draws a 1-out walk. It'll bring up Adam Dunn. And it's not just an aberration or something in your own mind, because those 4 games against the Rangers since joining Chicago, now 7 out of 16, 3 home runs, driven in 8, 4 walks, 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. That is pretty much being a one-man wrecking crew.
He's also played really well at third base too. He's made a lot of good plays, especially in Chicago. Didn't have a a lot of chances last night, but in Chicago, made 2 or 3 really nice plays. Close games during important parts of the game.
Big DH Adam Dunn up there, and he chops the second pitch foul from Matt Harrison. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dunn, the major league leader with 30 home runs. He did not hit a home run last year against a left-hander. This year he has 11 of them. Swing and a miss against Harrison, and it's 1-2. Whereas last year Dunn only had 11 home runs total and drove in 42, and this year back to what the White Sox expected when they signed the big guy to be their full-time DH.
You know, his season last year is one of those things you just really can't explain.
It's a towering fly ball, shallow down the right field line. In pursuit, Nelly Cruz, but that ball about 6 or 7 feet foul. Nelly couldn't get there. He was playing over into right center field and very deep.
When you have a season like Dunn had last year, where his average is in the mid 100s, guy that's probably averaged somewhere around 40 home runs for a long time, you just can't explain it. It's almost like Josh going 200 at bats and hitting 200. You know, you can't explain how a guy goes through that kind of a streak, but it happens in baseball. And I guess with using those 2 guys, the lesson you learn is it doesn't mean that that's who you become, because here's Dunn, an all-star, leading the major leagues in home runs. And so you have to remember who Josh has been for his career, not exactly how he's hit the last couple of months. Feel confident that it'll turn around.
Pitch gets away from Napoli, but not far enough for Youkilis to try and advance. And the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. But, you know, we saw him, Adam Dunn, in spring training with the White Sox this year. He looked entirely different than any time we saw him in 2011 during the regular season. Robin Ventura said that he came to camp and he had just a different mindset. And
he was probably glad when that season ended last year.
No doubt.
He had 159.
That pitch is low, and the count has gone full. So Dunn able to work back from being down on the count to making it a 3-2. If Dunn is able to keep things going, Paul Konerko, the cleanup man, waiting in that on-deck circle. Matt Harrison ready, the payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Harrison, a good sinking fastball down and in. And Dunn goes down on strikes. That is out number 2.
Kept it down in the strike zone. Looked like Dunn swung over it. If he did put it in play, might have been a ground ball. Matt gets a lot of ground balls. Keeps that sinker down.
So 2 outs. The Walker Youkilis still at first. And here's Paul Konerko. Rangers able to cool him off just a little tiny bit last night. A swing and a miss on the changeup. Konerko, last night's ball game, 1 out of 4. You remember the start of the game, we were talking about the series he had against the Twins up in Chicago. Last series that the White Sox played before coming here. He went 8 for 11. Fouls the next pitch back, and Matt Harrison now an 0-2 advantage in the count to Konerko.
And when you look at the first 2 pitches that Konerko saw, a good job by Mike Napoli. He threw that same fastball on the first pitch. Konerko was looking for a fastball. Maybe it has a better result for Konerko, but he threw him a changeup and he was way out in front of it. And he wasn't quite ready for the fastball.
Now the 0-2. Call strike 3.
Great fastball on the corner right there.
Locked him up at home plate. And Konerko can just go away muttering to himself. Back-to-back strikeouts. The White Sox gone in the first. They strand the runner. Youkilis after Top of the first inning. Now the Rangers come to bat for their first opportunity against Philip Umber tonight. And here's Ron Washington's lineup. Ian Kinsler leading off. He's the second baseman. Shortstop Elvis Andrews bats second. Adrian Beltre moves up to hit third for the first time in a Ranger uniform. Hitting fourth, playing right field, Nelly Cruz. David Murphy, the designated hitter, bats fifth. Michael Young hits sixth, plays first base. Mike Napoli catches and hits seventh. Batting eighth and playing left field, Leonis Martin, and the center fielder is Craig Gentry, and he bats ninth.
Scouting report on Philip Umber. He's 4-5. He threw a perfect game. His ERA is 6.25. Since he threw that perfect game early in the year, in 12 starts, his ERA is 7.55. Been much better against right-handers than he has against left-handers. He was the third pick in the 2004 draft by the Mets. Since that time, he's been on a number of different teams. From Rice University.
And Ian Kinsler swinging on the second pitch, and he pops it up in the infield. Beckham, the second baseman, handles that, and that is out number one. Let's take a look at the White Sox defense. Brought to you by Home Depot. Dan Bisietto in left field, Jordan Banks in center, and Alex Rios in right. Canerco, Beckham, Escobar, and Euclid around the horn. Umber on the mound, and Tyler Flowers handling the catching chores as A.J. Pierzynski out again with that slight strain to his right oblique. So one out for the Rangers. Here's Elvis. Andrews stepping in, hitting .295. Had his 13-game hitting streak snapped last night. And he's looking to start another one against Philip Umber this evening as he looks at strike one.
Well, Umber Buzz was part of one of the better pitching staffs in recent memory in college baseball, along with Wade Townsend and Jeff Neiman. 3 Rice University starters in the top 10.
What a play by Escobar, but he throws it by Canerco, and Elvis will head on to second base. A good get by Eduardo Escobar, but the spinning throw, and it kind of sailed up the line too far for Canerco to come off the bag and grab it.
Hey, he looked like Alexi Ramirez going after that ball. Ramirez has made great plays against the Rangers, and Escobar duplicates it, but then couldn't execute the throw. Canerco's trying to catch the ball and keep his foot on the bag. He kept his foot on the bag, but he couldn't quite reach the ball as he kept his foot on the bag. Going to go as an error. Hitting an error or an error? I guess an error.
Just an error. I'm a little bit surprised at that, but looked like Elvis might have had a chance to beat the throw, even had it been on target. But
it was a tough play. It wasn't certainly not an average play.
Well, the Rangers get Elvis in scoring position with one out. Adrian Beltre. We mentioned Adrian batting in the 3-hole for the first time in a Ranger uniform. Goes after the second pitch and skies the shallow right field. Coming on the center fielder, Danks. He's called off by Rios, and Alex Rios, the right fielder, takes care of it. That is out number 2, with Elvis staying at second base, and Nelly Cruz coming up. Now, Ron Washington, as you heard Emily Jones talking about changing the lineup tonight without Josh Hamilton in there. Nelly Cruz hitting in the 4th slot in the order. Ron Washington doing a little adjusting. This is the first time that Nelly Cruz has started in the cleanup spot since May 1st. That was when Josh was out of the lineup briefly, and so was Adrian. It's only hit there a couple times over the last 2 years. But Nelly, as you can see, hot with 3 home runs in his last 5 ball games. He takes a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Cruz, a 3-run home run in the first inning last night. Got the Rangers out to a 4-1 lead. Unfortunately, that lead didn't stand up as the White Sox came back to win that contest 9-5. There goes Elvis to third. The snap throw by Flowers, and he's safe. Euclid tried to make the tag as Elvis was going by. The third base umpire, Rob Drake, on top of the call, and got the palms down safe sign.
That's one of those stolen bases where you better be safe. You've got Nelly Cruz up at He's swinging the bat really well. You're already in scoring position. And while there's a little bit of an advantage gained at third base with 2 outs, it's not worth the risk of being thrown out.
Looked like on that one angle that Rob Drake might have missed that call.
Pretty close.
Doyle was down just 90 feet away. The count 2-1 to Cruz. And another breaking ball. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Nelly Cruz hitting cleanup. He'll be followed, hopefully, in this inning for the Rangers by David Murphy. Umber's 3-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. Umber primarily a fastball curveball type pitcher. He has an excellent curveball. And he also throws a splitter for a straight changeup. As Tom told you, a lot of success at Rice. Boy, they had a terrific team when he was down there. Payoff pitch and just getting a piece of it. Nelly stays alive.
The 3 starting pitchers picked in the top 10 of the first round in the 2004 draft. That pretty much tells you why they were so successful that year. They had other good pitchers too. David Aardsma was the closer.
That's a pretty strong college staff,
I'll say.
Again, the payoff pitch. Popped up down the right field line. Rios coming on. It's high enough to give him plenty of time to get there. And just before he goes into foul territory, he makes the catch. Side retired, no runs, no hits, an error, 1 left. After 1, we are scoreless in Arlington. In Arlington, Rangers and the White Sox, the middle game of this 3-game weekend series, in front of another huge crowd here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Rangers drew their 28th sellout of the season last night. And Matt Harrison going to work to Alex Rios, fires a strike to the outside corner. Rangers leading the American League in attendance, trailing only the Philadelphia Phillies in average attendance in all of baseball. Rios, a towering foul ball down the right side. That will drift back into the seats and out of play. And the count moves to 0-2. It has been just a spectacular season attendance-wise. And I wanted to tell you folks, remind you folks, that there are still some good tickets left for the Angels series, which begins here on Monday night. You know, folks concerned about sellouts, and some of you, I'm sure, just said, well, there's no way we can get tickets to the Angel games. Well, there are some tickets left, and some pretty good ones. So go to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS and check it out. Put your order in now and be a part of what will be a great 4-game series Monday through Thursday with the Los Angeles Angels. Matt Harrison, the big left-hander from Stem, North Carolina, and he deals just out low and outside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt at 12-5 with that .302 earned run average this year. And that pitch off the glove of Mike Napoli. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, Rios made some mechanical adjustments. He used to hold the bat way down low, kind of like Eric Davis used to hold the bat, and he struggled. He's got the bat higher now, an entirely different hitter. He's a good hitter. He's hitting .300. He doesn't walk very much. He's only walked 18 times, but he doesn't strike out either. He's got great hand-eye coordination. He can make the bat hit the ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Harrison to the wind and back to the plate, misses high, and the count has gone full. So Alex Rios leading things off, and this is one area that Matt Harrison said he really wanted to improve from the mental side, and that's getting the leadoff hitter. And a chopper foul by Rios, still 3-2. Said the last game against the Angels, he said that really hurt me, whether it was a walk or a base hit. That letting the leadoff man get on so often made it very, very difficult for us in that game. Ground ball up the middle. Elvis behind the bag. Strong throw on the money. And before Dayan Viciedo comes up, let's check in with Jim Knox. Jim.
All right, thanks, Buzz. Real quick, nice crowd, as you mentioned, on hand tonight, including this bachelorette party in from Tyler, having a good time. And big happenings before the game. Representative for the Boys and Girls Club of Arlington, the RBI World Series bound team, received a baseball tomorrow grant down on the field. This is all part of the finale for that baseball equipment drive headed by Mitch Moreland. You can still donate gently used and new equipment to local Academy stores around North Texas. To find out more, log on to TexasRangers.com. Buzz?
All right, Jimmy, thank you. 1 out, Dayan Viciedo fouling off the first pitch from Matt Harrison. Viciedo steps to the plate with 16 home runs, 50 driven in, hitting .259. Viciedo, another one of those White Sox, doesn't walk all that often. That .298 on base percentage will tell you that. But some pretty good pop in the bat. Harrison's 2-1 pitch. Pulled the string and got the strike. Let's head back down to Emily Jones. Emily.
Robbie Russ. Just a little bit more information on that equipment drive. It was headed up as the honorary chair by Mitch Moreland. He, of course, unable to be here because of his rehab assignment in Frisco. We at Fox Sports Southwest were proud to team with the Texas Rangers and help with that equipment drive and get some great equipment funds and equipment itself donated to a very good cause, the Junior RBI program.
All right, Emily, thank you. Great teamwork, not just on that pop-up, but on the RBI program. Rangers and Mitch Moreland and company doing an outstanding job. Very, very worthy cause. Well, Matt Harrison gets the second out of the inning. Bases empty, and Tyler Flowers, the catcher, will come to the plate. Flowers, as you can see, some 5 at-bats against Matt Harrison. 1 out of 5 in those trips to the plate, and the first pitch is high for ball 1.
Flowers is having an interesting offensive year. He's been up 81 times. He's hit 2 home runs and knocked in 2 runs.
Let me see. Those were probably solo home runs, I'm guessing.
I guess they were solo home runs.
Or maybe he got penalized. He got an RBI taken away for something. I don't know. A ball and a strike as Harrison comes back to the plate and misses low and inside. No Flowers, as we mentioned, filling in for A.J. Pierzynski. Still listed as day-to-day, and the White Sox feel that Pierzynski will probably be able to start tomorrow. Harrison, an easy 1-2-3 inning. He has retired 5 straight. We've finished 1.5 in Arlington. It's the Rangers nothing, the White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. called Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Southwest, or visit www.hometownkids.tv for more information. A lot of kids on hand on this Saturday evening, a scoreless ball game thus far. David Murphy to start things off for the Rangers in the second inning. He'll be followed by Michael Young and Mike Napoli. 100 degrees at game time tonight. First pitch with a temperature right at the century mark. So I guess we are officially in the middle of summer here in North Texas. Murphy waiting. First pitch from Umber is a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Murphy taking care of the DH chores tonight. .376 on base percentage for the Ranger outfielder slash DH as he takes outside. Umber back to the plate. And a breaking ball hit off the end of the bat towards center field. In a hurry is Danks. Still coming. The ball hangs up for him. And he makes the catch for out number one. Well, folks, if you're hitting the road this season, make sure and take the Rangers with you. Just subscribe to MLB.tv today, and you'll see every Rangers out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit TexasRangers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. It's baseball everywhere. Michael Young batting an even .270, steps in, and Umber hits the outside corner with strike one. Michael, a modest two-game hitting streak coming into play tonight as Umber misses with the breaking ball. Michael 3 out of 8 in the last couple of ball games, and you see the season-long numbers. Broken bat roller out to short. Escobar on to first, and Young retired. There are two away for Mike Napoli. Pretty good fastball from Umber that got in on the fists of Michael Young.
We talked about Umber back in the middle of April throwing a perfect game. Since that time, he's had 12 starts. And his ERA in those 12 starts is .755. He's also spent a month on the disabled list. Just came off the disabled list on July 17th.
Well, Mike Napoli going after the first pitch he saw and fouls away a fastball. It's 0-1. Mike said on yesterday he's been bothered a bit by a sore left quad. Said he hurt that against the Red Sox running out of play down to first base. And he missed yesterday's ball game. Back in there tonight. I should say he was out of catching last night. Makes the next pitch high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Napoli at .229 with 15 home runs. 2-2 now. This is Nap's 53rd start behind the plate. As Umber comes back to him, a breaking ball, and couldn't check his swing in time, so Napoli gone on strikes. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Philip Umber. Rangers gone in order. We finished 2 at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. No score on Fox Sports Southwest. is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. By the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. And by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. Matt Harrison earning some trust with the Rangers at 12-5 so far this year, and faces Gordon Beckham to start off the top of the third inning, a scoreless ball game. Beckham shoots one to first. Nice play by Michael Young, going to a knee and to his left. Takes it to the bag himself, and pretty handy play by Michael Young. And Tom, you were talking the other night about Michael looking more and more comfortable at first base, and it showed there.
Yeah, I think Michael gets more and more comfortable all the time. There's a kind of a difficult transition for him to go to defensively at first base, but he's handling the throws in the dirt very well now. When he first went over there, he dropped several throws. You know, not balls that were in the dirt, he just dropped them.
Yeah.
But he never worn a first baseman's mitt before. It was a new position. Learning the cutoff plays, the relay plays. He handles himself just like a first baseman now. Good athlete, hard worker. You knew it was just a matter of time before he learned how to do that. Ouch.
Danks gets sawed off completely by Harrison, a little roller that almost didn't make it off the infield grass. Kinsler handles it.
This looks like one of those ground balls that the Giants hit in San Francisco that day. There's about 7 or 8 of them just like this. Runs the fastball in on the fist. And that's got kind of that sick sound as a hitter. You just don't like to hear that sound. Well, you feel it just as much as you hear it. Yeah, you know it's not going anywhere.
Better on a warm night like this than on a cold night in April.
No kidding.
You'd be picking parts of your fingers up along with part of the bat. So 2 up, 2 away, and back to the top of the order for Eduardo Escobar. Escobar started things by flying to left field tonight. Hot shot, nice backhanded play by Beltre. He slings it sidearm. Young applies the tag, and the Rangers throwing some leather out there to back up Matt Harrison's good pitching. 1, 2, 3 and out again after 2.5 have gone by. Rangers nothing, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. PCS is giving away 40 Samsung 4G LTE phones. Enter to win at all participating locations. Metro PCS, wireless for all.
But if you ever wanted to know what the field looks like from that vantage point, there's a perfect shot of it right there. Great view.
Was that from the crow's nest up there?
Pretty close. It almost is almost exactly like our view, only down the right field line and a little bit higher. Right above the crow's nest.
There we go. Leonis Martin starting things off. Rangers still looking for their first base hit tonight. Elvis Andrus, the only runner they've had, reached on an error. He got as far as third base in the first inning. Other than that, Philip Humber has been able to handle the Ranger bats pretty effectively. 0-1 pitch to Martin is just a bit low, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Leonis hitting 176.
Buzz, I want to thank everybody that sent in the food tonight. Saturday night is usually our best night. We had a load of stuff tonight. I want to thank you all very much and just remind everybody to hear us acknowledge everything we got. You can log on to foxsportsouthwest.com, click on Tom's Treats, and we will show and talk about all the food we got and mention all the people that sent it. There's a little bit of a look at what we got tonight.
Kind of a little tidbit, huh?
Yeah, a little tidbit. That's Allie holding the zucchini bread, I think. Cookie ladies, gumdrop cookies. Wow.
1-2 pitch. That's just off the corner.
That's like when you used to go to the drive-in movie, and before the movie started, they'd show the little pictures of the concession stand.
Yeah.
And you just had to go get popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to go get a cookie after this half inning.
Pitch is inside, so Leonis Martin now has worked the count full. He's trying to get aboard to start the Ranger third inning. Craig Gentry, the number 9 hitter, is waiting in the on-deck circle.
Kids today probably don't even know what the drive-in movie is, do they? Just like the Swanson TV dinners. That's what you get when you get old announcers.
Payoff pitch is hit high in the air on the infield. A play for Konerko. That is out number 1. Now let's head on back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a game break. And here's Rick Renner. Rick? All right, Rick, thank you. Boy, Cespedes is really hot for Oakland.
That guy's going to be a force. Oh, he is a force right now.
Yeah.
If I were a pitcher, he would be one of the guys in the league that I would fear. He's big to begin with. He takes a ferocious slashing type swing, hits the ball to all fields. I mean, before it's all over and done with, he's going to drill one. He's going to hit a few pitchers with those line drives he hits. Who's the guy that you faced that made you feel that way?
Just trying to think that
Dick Allen.
Somebody popped in. No, I didn't have a lot of trouble with Dick. For some reason, he never hit a ball back through the middle. Thank goodness. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was somebody that came to mind as soon as you were talking about that slashing swing. Is a strike on the outside corner is called to Craig Gentry. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. He used to hit line drives right back up the middle. That's Orlando Cepeda.
Oh yeah, That's pretty good analogy.
A chopper down the third baseline. Youkilis right at the bag. Nice off-balance throw. And Gentry is retired. That's 2 away. Back to the top of the order. Folks, this Wednesday, Texas takes on the Los Angeles Angels at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. It's Dollar Hot Dog Night and another Ozarko website Wednesday. So you can save 50% on tickets when you purchase on TexasRangers.com. Get your half-price tickets today at TexasRangers.com/specials. You know, Humber's retired the last 7 Rangers he has faced, and now Ian Kinsler steps in. Ian began the proceedings tonight for the Rangers by popping out to second base. First ball swinging, it's by Youkilis, and into left field for a base hit. Youkilis playing up even with the bag, and that ball got on him very quickly.
It looked like it stayed down, too. It didn't take much of a hop on him. Hard hit ball. It skimmed right underneath his glove. Let's take a look. Yeah, it just went underneath his glove.
Now they're going to give him an error on that. As hard as that ball was hit, I'm sorry, that's...
Yeah, I'd definitely feel that way if I were the hitter.
That'll be ruled an error, and that probably is going to be one that gets sent to the league office.
I think they've had a couple of tough ones tonight. The one Elvis hit up the middle was, a borderline hit and an error kind of call. Tough play.
Well, 1 on, 2 out, and here is Elvis, and now Humber wants to talk to Tyler Flowers about what they plan to do with Andrus and with Ian Kinsler at first base.
I would not want to be an official scorekeeper. It's a thankless job. You can make 100 straight calls that are the right call. As soon as you have a borderline call, it's like an umpire. Someone's going to be upset with the call.
No, you're right about
the
that.
Defensive team or the offensive team. One of them's going to question it.
Number goes first base way and almost uncorks a wild throw over there. Konerko, a pretty big target. He was able to handle it. So Kinsler aboard via the error. He's there with 2 outs. Number set at the belt. A check of Kinsler. And a strike on the inside part of the plate to Elvis. Rangers with 69 stolen bases this year as a team. Check that, 70 as a team. Kins has 17. He's been caught 6 times. Number staying in the set for a while. There goes Kinsler. The pitch is inside. The throw is not in time. Beckham had to take the high throw a little bit in front of the bag, trying to reach back and swipe tag Kinsler, and didn't get it done.
Ian had a good lead, and you could kind of sense that he wanted to go. Elvis taken all the way, and good try by Beckham. It looked like he tagged Ian in the legs after his hand had gotten to the bag.
Yep. Boy, great camera work. Good shots, guys. But Kinsler is 18th stolen base. Rangers' second swipe of the night. Kinsler now in scoring position. A 1-ball, 1-strike count to Elvis, who takes a breaking ball wide. And the count is 2-1.
Got a couple of birthdays tonight, too. James Noel and Leon Horton are both 84 years old today. So James and Leon, I know you're great Ranger fans. Happy 84th birthday to both of you guys. James Noel and Leon Horton.
Elvis chops one foul. That evens the count at 2-2. Well, I hope they're both out watching a Ranger game, doing the town upright.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the cards tonight, but if it's not, I bet you they're watching on TV.
Elvis with runners in scoring position has done a very, very good job this year. Rangers of late have kind of fallen on hard times. Their average as a team down to 280. A chance here to pick up one with a base hit, and the breaking ball is low. The count has gone full. Well, with 2 outs, Elvis trying to extend the third inning. Adrian Beltre, the number 3 hitter, will be next. Philip Humber trying to work around a 2-out error and stolen base. Right-handers ready. Payoff pitch to Andrews. Swung on and looped to first, and right there is Konerko. Little Texas leaguer that Konerko handled. And that'll do it for the Rangers. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left. After 3 complete, we are scoreless on Fox Sports Southwest. Dominated by the starting pitching, Matt Harrison and Philip Umber. No hits through 3 innings. Just 1 walk issued by Harrison. 45 pitches for Matt and 42 for Umber. And the first pitch to Kevin Youkilis, who has been the only base runner that the White Sox have had tonight. Next pitch to him, that slow breaking ball, and that dissects the strike zone. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Matt has just gotten so good at using all his pitches. A couple of different fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup.
Nicholas pops the next pitch foul. That will reach the seats about 10 rows back.
Today he's thrown a lot of pitches, 91, 92 miles an hour, usually a sinker. Then he's popped a couple of 4-seam fastballs around 95 miles an hour. That's the one he got. One of them was the one he got Konerko with on the inside corner.
And he gets Youkilis on a hook. Boy, that just
nice
ate Youkilis alive. That is the 3rd strikeout for Matt Harrison. Let's go over to Jim Knox again. Jim.
Hi, Buzz. Here we are, the recording artist, country recording artist, Radney Foster, who got to throw out the, actually got to sing the national anthem. What was that like?
It's a blast. It's also as nerve-wracking as it can be. I mean, it you know, especially because of the bounce back in the stadium. It's, you know, you don't want to screw up. You want to make sure you know, remember all the words and all that kind of stuff. But it's such an honor. This is my first MLB game that I've ever sung the anthem at. I've sung it, you know, football games and lots of other stuff, but never a Major League Baseball game. So it was a real thrill.
Well, big happenings after the game. He's going to give the post-game concert down on the lawn, but also you're a big-time Ranger fan. What can fans expect? Ian, a little error there, but what can fans expect after the game?
We're going to have a great time. It's a really fun show. You know, we kick it off. We play my old hits. We play my hits that I've written for other people, and we play several new songs. I've got an album that's coming out that is the 20-year anniversary of my first solo record, Del Rio, Texas, 1959, and it's called Del Rio Unplugged and Lonesome, and we're going to play a couple songs from it, so it'll be a good time.
I appreciate it. Good luck after the game. Buzz?
All right, Jamie, thank you. Well, you saw that play. This is going to be ruled a base hit, and I have no idea.
If that's a hit, the other ones have to be a hit.
Yeah. I'm just completely lost right now.
That's one of the things that I would think is difficult for a second baseman playing way out in right field like that. It's one thing if the ball's hit right to you.
That ball is hit high and deep down the left field line. If it's fair, it's out of here, and it is way gone. Well, Matt Harrison gives up a 2-run home run to Paul Konerko, and the White Sox are on top 2-0.
Last time up on the first pitch, Matt threw Konerko a changeup. This time he throws him a fastball, and unfortunately it's right in the center of the plate, and Konerko, ready for that fastball, got perfect hitter's location. One of the few pitches Matt has thrown there today. Going back to the ball that Dunn hit, you're playing way out in right field. It's just not a normal defensive play to field a ground ball out there, and if you have to go to your right like that, I could see, you know, what the scorekeeper's thinking, that way out there, if you have to go to your right and make that long throw, might have had a hard time getting the runner.
Pop up in foul territory. Michael Young over near the railing, reaches out where that big first baseman's meant and makes the catch. Nice play by Young. That's out number 2. Concentration by Michael Young. You knew he was getting close to that brick barrier, and still was able to focus on making the grab. So 2 outs, bases empty, and Viciedo is now the hitter. Viciedo fouled out to Mike Napoli his first trip to the plate, and he takes an off-speed pitch that's wide of the mark for ball 1. Harrison working quickly, misses high. Now, the White Sox had not had a hit against Harrison until Adam Dunn's roller into the outfield was ruled a base hit, and that was followed immediately by Konerko, launching his 17th home run of the year. Konerko now 51 RBI to go along with his 17 home runs. 3-0 pitch from Harrison right down the middle. It's 3 balls and a strike. And ball 4. It gets away from Napoli. It's right near home plate, and now he finally locates it. Second walk issued tonight by Matt Harrison. And with 2 outs now and a runner aboard, Tyler Flowers will come to the plate. Flowers tapped right back to the mound in the second inning. That home run, by the way, for Konerko off of Matt Harrison, the 10th home run that Matt has given up this year. Left-hander's first pitch. Chopper hits slowly to short, and Elvis will take his time and make an accurate throw to Michael Young. That'll do it, but the White Sox get on the board. 2 runs on 2 hits. They strand 1. After 3.5, Chicago 2, Texas nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Fill you in on that. Let's take a look at the AT trivia question. Name the only 2 teams in Major League history to have thrown a perfect game against each other. In other words, each team throwing a perfect game against the other team. Interesting question. We'll give you half an inning to think about that and come back and let you know when we get to the top of the 5th. Right now the Rangers, though, are putting it in comeback mode. They are still looking for their first hit against Philip Umber. It'll be Adrian Beltre, Nelly Cruz, and David Murphy. A 2-0 Chicago lead on the strength of Paul Konerko's 17th home run of the year. Now Beltre steps in, having flied to right field his first time up. And a breaking ball from Umber is on the outside corner for strike 1. Beltre currently a .316 hitter. It was after that high fastball with no success. It's 0-2. Breaking ball hit up the middle into center field, a base hit. Beltre going out to get that. He hooked that breaking ball that was off the plate outside and got it by Escobar for the leadoff single. So the first base hit for the Rangers tonight. And before Nelly Cruz steps in, let's head down to Emily Jones again. Em?
Well, Buzz, as you saw in the lineup, Ron Washington shaking things up a bit. This is the first time as a Ranger that Adrian Beltre has hit in the 3-hole. As far as Nelly in the cleanup spot, well, he batted it all the time in the minor leagues. Wash said he's hoping to turn back the clock, so to speak, maybe kickstart something in Nelson. And then, of course, Murph in that 5-hole, and he moved Michael down to 6. So trying anything at this point to kickstart this offense.
Well, hopefully Beltre's base hit will get a kick started. First time the Rangers have had a leadoff man aboard. And Nelly Cruz takes a breaking ball that's wide for ball 1. Cruz 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. Nelly on the homestand now, 3 out of 15 in the first 4 games, plus an at bat here tonight. Takes the off-speed pitch that stays inside. 2-0 now. Umber, a long look into Tyler Flowers. The right-hander's ready. Pulled the string and had Nelly swinging for the downs. Came up empty.
Fastball count. Something other than the fastball. Looked like a slider.
Umber okays the sign. And the 2-1 pitch. Over the head of Cruz. Comes off the backstop. Down to second. Goes Beltre as the ball carried out to Canerco, who was charging him from first. Now, I would say that's a wild pitch.
That ball really got away, obviously, from Umber. Not sure where he's trying to throw that pitch.
Well, unless he was aiming for North Fort Worth, it was offline. Holy cow. Well, the Rangers again with a runner in scoring position. 3rd time tonight they've had that opportunity. This time with nobody out. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Cruz. And Umber misses low and outside. It's ball 4. And there are 2 aboard with nobody out, and David Murphy coming up. Hey, Ranger fans, meet Rangers infielder Alberto Gonzalez next Tuesday and sign up to be a Whataburger What a fan. Don't miss the chance to win great prizes and be one of your Texas Rangers at Whataburger over there on Human Bend Road in Fort Worth. It's next Tuesday. A 2 on, no out. Murphy 0 for 1 tonight. He flied to center field his first time up. And we'll see what Ron Washington has in mind here for Murphy. The White Sox are not altogether ruling out a possible bunt. They have Youkilis creeping down the line from third base. Murphy's shown no signs of a bunt here, and it's strike 1. Canerco, though, the first baseman, as you saw, playing back behind the runner. Nelly Cruz at first. 0-1. And Murphy takes ball 1 a bit low.
Umber's given up 16 home runs in 76 innings, so he's been homer prone. Rangers aren't hot as a team, but they're certainly capable of hitting the long ball. Maybe that combination will work in their favor.
Good fastball away, and Murphy leaned on it, took it for strike 2. Umber now approaching the mid-50s. He's up to 53 with his pitch count. And cutting in at second base is Escobar, and behind the runner Beltre, and Umber didn't see him in time, so he backed off. One ball, 2 strikes to David Murphy. Now time called as Murph tired of waiting. Umber has the sign he wants. Check of second, and the pitch to David. Check swing on the breaking ball, and he did not go around, says Rob Drake, the third base umpire. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good call.
Beltre leading from second at the bottom of your screen. He's followed by Nelly Cruz over at first. Murph, a late swing and a miss, and he is gone on strikes. Umber coming back with a fastball at 90 miles an hour down in the zone, and Murphy couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah, almost looked like with that swing, David was anticipating an off-speed pitch. Knew it was a strike and had to swing at it, but unfortunately it was already by him.
The 1 out, that brings up Michael Young, who grounded out to shortstop his first trip to the plate. Michael starting to heat up again with runners in scoring position. He's 4 for his last 10. And you go back over the last month of play, he's hit .345.
Yeah, he had that ball last night with men on base. He had a line drive last out of the inning, right straight to Rios in right field. It was a close game at the time. One way or the other, might have been a different outcome.
Now Flowers out to have a little chat with Umber. Let's take a look while we have a moment here at the Ford leaderboard. I'll tell you the team leaders with runners in scoring position, average with runners in scoring position. The White Sox leading all of baseball at 296 mark. Detroit not far behind. The Rangers, though, who had been in the mid to upper 290s, have fallen all the way down to 280. And so far tonight, Rangers are 0 for 3. Make that 0 for 4 now with Murphy's strikeout. Young, a ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Escobar on to Canerco, a 6-3 double play, and the best laid plans for the Rangers are shot down. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, 2-0 Chicago. Teams in Major League history to have thrown a perfect game against each other. And the answer would be the Angels and the Rangers. Mike Witt, if you remember, back in '84, finished up the year against the Rangers for that perfect game. And Kenny Rogers. And it's time for the AT&T Uverse Reverse Replay. July 28th of 1994. The last out of the ball game as Rusty Greer made that diving catch earlier in the game, made the final catch on a line drive to center field, and the first perfect game by Kenny Rogers. Here's the last out of the ball game. Rusty Greer camped under it. He said he almost underran it. He had to leap up at the last minute. He was so excited. He was playing about 5 feet off the ground anyway, he said. What a thrill that was. Joining us now, Mark McLemore, co-host of Rangers Live. Mac, glad to have you along this evening, and that was quite a thrill that night here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. To center field, and that's out number 1 for Matt Harrison as he gets Gordon Beckham, a line drive to center.
Yeah, that has to be a special thing to be a part of, a perfect game. And for Rusty, especially knowing Rusty, the first catch he made, the diving catch there that he didn't really have to dive for. He just kind of, wanted to make a highlight reel. Oh, but that's always exciting to be a part of a no-hitter, but especially a perfect game.
Here's a little looper behind third. Beltre going out. He can't get there. And Jordan Danks, that's the definition of a Texas leaguer right there. One Texan in Texas hitting that little blooper that Beltre couldn't corral. And it'll be a one-out single.
Well, last time up, he hit that little jam shot towards second base. This little jam shot bloops right into left field. A little chip shot.
Well, Jordan
that's
Danks,
the hardest shot in golf right there, that 40-yard chip shot.
I would think so.
He made it look easy.
It's not easy on the equipment, but well, actually, the one before was not easy on the equipment. That jam shot he hit rolled out to second base.
No, that was not easy on the hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I told Tom at the time it's a good thing it's middle of July and not middle of April. That's going to be trouble as it plugs the gap in left center field. Danks being waved around third as Beltre has a little trouble coming up with the ball. The throw is going to third, the tag, and they got him.
What a play by Beltre.
Unbelievable.
I don't know how he caught that ball, let alone made the tag. Take us through that rundown play, Mac.
Well, it's a perfect relay throw. The Rangers are really good at this. They're one of the best teams at it. That outfielder hits that cutoff man every single time, and it's really important to hit the first cutoff man as opposed to the second one. But Elvis gets off a great throw. Beltre shielded by the runner, but somehow picks up the ball and still catches it cleanly, picks it on a short hop, and still applies the tag as he's falling. He's unreal. He's just unreal.
Look
out.
At that. He's out, too.
No
boy.
question.
What a camera shot.
Great positioning by the third base umpire. You don't see a lot of that.
You're right on top of that thing. That's Rob Drake, the third base umpire. And now they're going to make the appeal as to whether Jordan Danks, the first runner, made contact with the bag going around third, and the appeal is denied. So the run will count. It's now a 3-0 Chicago lead.
Hey, look at how 2 of the 3 runs scored. Adam Dunn hits a dribbler to second base, scored in front of Konerko's home run. Then Danks hits that little jam shot into left field and scores on this double. He caught the inside of the bag.
2 balls and no strikes now. The count to Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis a walk in the first, a strikeout in the 4th inning. Off speed, and that catches the inside corner to make it 2-1. And Harrison misses high. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Youkilis hitting in that number 2 slot will be followed by Adam Dunn, the designated hitter.
When you're talking hitting, when you look at Kevin Youkilis and what he can do, you just can't teach what he does. It's a very unorthodox beginning, but what makes it really effective is he gets that bat hit in the zone and through the zone about as quick as anybody.
Yep. Mike Maddox going to go out and have a little chat with Matt Harrison, who's walked his 3rd man now. Twice he's walked Youkilis. In that little mannerism that he has, taking the right hand, the top hand, and sliding it up the bat, then sliding it back down, is that a relaxation technique for him, or a timing technique?
It could be a number of things for him. It's just one of those little quirks that he has that's very unique to just him. I've not seen anybody else do it. It's a lot like Nomar Garciaparra with his, glove ringing or whatever you want to call it. And, pretty much every player has something that they do every single time they get into the batter's box.
There used to be a player when we played, Buzz, John Wackenfuss. He used to, with his top hand, he used to bang the bat with his hand right before he got ready to hit. Joe Morgan used to have that flap with his back arm.
Right. 1-0 pitch to Dunn, hit high in the air to center field. Going back is Gentry. He is at the wall, and that ball's gone. Home run number 31 for Dunn. The White Sox lead 5-0. Well, that was a moonshot off of big Adam Dunn's bat that just would not come down.
Yeah, off the bat, it didn't look like it was going to go onto the grass out there in center field. He kind of reached for a pitch down and away. That really does show the strength that he has. In fact, he knew it was gone.
Well, the second home run of the night. Here's the man who hit the first one, Paul Konerko. From that angle, that looks a lot closer than it really is. That's like one of those things in your rearview mirror. Objects appear closer than they actually are.
That's it. It's about 4 feet, 4 foot gap out there in center field.
Little looper out to shortstop that Andrews will handle. And that will do it. But the White Sox come up with 3 more runs on 3 hits. Nobody left halfway through the ball game. 5-0 Chicago. On Rangers GM John Daniels. You'll get an insight about the transformation of the Rangers from the architect of the whole process. It's In My Own Words, John Daniels, tomorrow at 5 p.m. only on Fox Sports Southwest. The Rangers have some work to do as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They are trailing 5-0. It'll be the bottom third of the Ranger order. Napoli, Martin, and Gentry to face Philip Umber, who deals outside for ball 1. Mark McLemore joining us as always in the 5th inning. Mac, this last 2 games, not this whole game obviously, but we played half a game, and last night, not classic Ranger baseball. And do you see anything that is missing from the Ranger game right now that they have to address?
Right now, I think the spark is missing. I think it's kind of one of those periods where they're just kind of going through it and not really taking the game to the opposition. So that spark is just not there, and it's a collective spark that's not there. Not an individual, this guy or that guy, but as a team, that spark's just not there. And you know, it's not making excuses, but it's a long season, and every team goes through it. It's the teams that make it to postseason are the teams that come out of it and don't let it linger.
Napoli takes high, and the count has gone full to Mike. Yeah, and this ball club over the last couple of years has been so good about minimizing the length of time that they stay sparkless, if you will.
They really have done a great job, a tremendous job.
And Napoli drives one high and deep to left center field. Viciedo back at the wall. Goodbye. Mike Napoli with his 16th home run of the year, and the Rangers are on the board. It's 5-1 Chicago.
Now that's the sound we like to hear.
Those fireworks are always nice, aren't they?
Well, watch the catch by the reliever in the bullpen.
Well, here's Leonis Martin. And a strike to the outside corner.
Not sure who this is out in the bullpen. Let's take a look, though. Hector Santiago.
And Martin drives one to right field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. He's going to pull in at second base. Young man probably had thoughts of the triple, but with the Rangers trailing by 4 and nobody out, said, no, hang on with a 2-bagger. That's just fine with Ron Washington and the guys on the ball club. Well, things kind of fell in very quickly on Matt Harrison. A couple of home runs and 5 runs in the span of 8 hitters. Now the Rangers trying to do likewise to Philip Humber.
Martin got a fastball out over the middle of the plate and drove that ball in the right center field gap. And normally, maybe any other time, with the score being a little bit different, he might try for 3 on that play.
Well, Leonis Martin safe at second, safe and secure. It's New York life. Pitch to Gentry is off the outside corner. Well, the Rangers making some noise here.
Humber had shut the Rangers out on 1 hit through 4 innings, and you know, give him credit for that. But the other side of it is, in his last 12 starts, his ERA is 7.55. So if you're a Ranger offense that prides itself on being one of the best, it's a guy you need to score off of.
Gentry trying to take the ball the other way and fouls it off into the seats. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Mac, you were talking about a spark missing, and all of a sudden Napoli cranks one out of here to open the inning up. Leonis Martin drives one into the gap, and now you're seeing a little bit more life, a little more bounce in the step.
Yeah, it's tough to have the bounce in the step when you don't have any hits. It kind of comes when you're swinging the bats a little bit. But if I'm up there 0 for 4, I'm not coming up from my last at bat bouncing too much.
I'm not going to puff your chest out.
I got a couple of hits. I'll walk up there.
There we go.
I don't want to tell. If I'm 0 for 3 or 0 for 4, I'm not talking to the catcher. I'm not saying hi to the umpire.
Yeah, but some guys will be
rough on the bat boy if he wants my bat after I ground out or strike out.
Nice block by Flowers in that breaking ball that's in the dirt.
You ever strike out and you're walking back to the dugout and the bat boy comes racing out to get your bat?
Yes, that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. You don't want to. You
don't
want
to say, okay, here's my bat,
right,
and then walk back with nothing in
But you don't want to be mean to the kid either.
No,
but now I have given them a couple of looks, and they've kind of stopped and turned back around. This is not the time.
Yeah. Do not touch that piece of wood. I'm going to take it with me. Humber ready, the 2-2 pitch. Chopper slowly to short. That'll get the runner Martin over as Gentry is thrown out by half a step. And 1 out now, a runner at third. And let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's Rick Renner. Rick? Now Rangers trying to climb back into this contest. They put 1 on the board, now trail 5-1. Ian Kinsler an opportunity to pick up Leonis Martin from third with a productive out. Ian would like to do more right here with Rangers opportunity in the middle of the ball game to put a crooked number up there.
Yeah, when you're down 5-1, middle of the game, this is a run you have to pick up. You've got the infield back. Ground ball scores him.
Next swing on a breaking ball. He went around, says Joe West. It's 0-1. Good look at the infield alignment for the White Sox. Everybody back at their normal depth. Euclid backing up as Umber gets set. And that breaking ball hangs inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Ian Kinsler. Kins came into this ball game 5 for his last 10 trips to the plate. And a breaking ball that he kind of leans on. It's wide. It's 2-1. Well, the more trouble that Umber's gotten in the last inning plus, the more he's gone to that breaking ball. That is his main out pitch. Kinsler got a fastball and fouled it off to the right. It's 2-2.
Umber trying to be very careful with Kins and trying to get him to pop up or hit a weak ground ball to third base to try and hold the runner at third and not scoring. But he gave in a little bit there and had to give him a fastball.
Jonas Martin, the runner down at third. He doubled with nobody out, advanced to third on the ground out by Craig Gentry. Now Kinsler trying to pick him up. The 2-2 pitch fouled into the glove of Tyler Flowers, and Kinsler gone on strikes. Well, he was swinging at one about chin high.
Yeah, I don't know how he fouled that ball off.
I don't know how it didn't hit him.
Yeah, Ian normally very selective. Swung at a pitch you don't expect him to swing at.
A 2 gone. That is the 3rd strikeout of the evening by Philip Umber. And Elvis Andrus now will try and pick up Martin. Takes that off-speed pitch that stays high for ball 1. Elvis reached by an error in the first and popped out to end the Rangers' 3rd inning tonight. So 0 for 2 officially. Umber still working from the stretch with Jonas Martin at third. Nails down the outside corner with a fastball to even the count. Umber with the 1-1. Rounded up the middle. Right there is Beckham. Sidearms to first. Andrus is retired. And so are the Rangers. They come up with a run on 2 hits and strand a runner. After 5 complete, it's now the White Sox 5 and the Rangers 1 on Fox Sports Southwest.
1. This was a scene earlier this afternoon. The Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express rolled in from East Texas. That's right, courtesy to KTBP out of Tyler, Texas. The good folks there, 52 strong, happy to be on, girls and guys. Happy to be on the bus, happy to be at the Ranger game. We also have Brent, who brought his baseball collection. You got everybody in here. Name a couple big names.
Yeah, we got Tom as a player, got Buzz as a player, Washington as a player, Joe Nathan when he was a shortstop, you in Japan, and Michael Young's very first card.
Very nice. Well, good to have you out here, Brent. Nice to see the baseball collection. Good to have the good folks from East Texas and Tyler, of course. There you go, Buzz.
All right, Noxie. How come our cards are yellow compared to the rest of them, eh?
Yeah, just a little bit older than the present day ones.
Yeah. Pitch fouled out of play by Alex Rios, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Rios, Viciedo, and Flowers, the first 3 White Sox, due up against Matt Harrison here in the 6th inning. And a fastball called strike on the inside corner, makes it 2-2. Matt Harrison working a little more quickly here in the 6th inning, and you see, or I should say, Rios lines one to center. Going back is Craig Gentry, and he catches up with it just before he gets to the warning track for out number 1. Well, the Rangers homestand continues next week as the division rival Angels are in town for a 4-game set. That's Monday through Thursday. Great seats are still available, so make your plans to come on out and support your Rangers in the battle for the AL West. For tickets, go to TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Line drive off the bat of Viciedo into left field. That's a base hit. Dan Viciedo, a 1-out single, is aboard, and Tyler Flowers now will come up.
Tyler Flowers.
6th hit of the night for the White Sox against Matt Harrison. Flowers 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. Matt Harrison about ready to throw his 83rd pitch of the night. Good off-speed pitch, swung on and missed, and Tyler Flowers having a little trouble with that hook. Rangers looking for that ground ball double play, something that Matt Harrison has been very adept at having done behind him. They've turned 7 double plays on the ground this year behind Matt. Last year, of course, he was up at 31. Harrison's 1-1. And that is a knee-high strike.
That pitch will get you ground ball if you swing at it and hit it. Flowers has been up 83 times, struck out 36 times. When he makes contact, he's hitting about 400.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Flowers waiting. Viciedo a modest lead at first, and Harrison will send a little calling card over there. Matt is always dangling that left arm down by his side as he takes a sign. And the 2-2 pitch calls strike 3. Joe West punching out Tyler Flowers, and West stands there as Tyler Flowers says something to him, and Joe's like, what am I supposed to do? It was a strike.
You're trying to hit the inside corner with it? Well, looks like he did. I guess the catcher has to be careful when he hits and complains to the umpire, right?
Yeah.
Same pitch comes, the umpire calls it a ball. Catcher said, that was a strike to me. He said, yeah, but you told me it was a ball, so I'm just doing what you said it was.
Yeah, and the pitcher, meanwhile, is out there fuming. Gordon Beckham is 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch tails off the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Beckham moving up a spot in the batting order tonight. He was hitting 9th last evening. Tonight hitting in the number 8 slot. Two balls and a strike. Harrison ready, a check of first. And the pitch fouled away. Well, folks, we'd like to invite you to join us at On the Border for dinner every Wednesday night now through August the 8th and enter to win free Ranger tickets. Visit iloveontheborder.com for more details. Chopper out towards short. Elvis goes the short way. And the force play takes care of the White Sox. No runs a hit, 1 left after 5 1/2. The White Sox 5, the Rangers 1 on Fox Sports Southwest. Slam inning brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Tonight's jackpot is worth $400 and a dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for John Riley from Killeen. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, John Riley from Killeen will win $25,000. And you can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. You know, some guys that can get one out of here in a hurry. Adrian Beltre, Nelly Cruz, and David Murphy. The first 3 due up in our Sonic Slam inning. And Philip Umber misses inside with a curveball that didn't curve.
That would be a great inning for a Sonic Slam in a 5-1 ball game. Rangers need a rally, need some base runners. Need to look like the Rangers.
1-0 pitch. And that is off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Beltre 1 out of 2. Umber back to him. Adrian couldn't quite wait long enough to pull the trigger, and it's 2-1. The next pitch from Umber hit high in the air down the right field line. Rios a long run. He is right at the wall, and it's back a couple of rows. Now we'll come back and try it with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Beltre 5 out of 15 during this homestand. 5-game hitting streak now after the 4th inning single. 2-2 pitch to him. Yeah, it's fouled back just below us in the club level. Adrian trying to provide a spark that Mike Napoli provided in the 5th inning. Napoli led off the inning with a home run, and Beltre trying to get the enthusiasm level up just a bit for the Rangers. Now, he has gone on strikes. A pretty good slider from Umber. And the right-hander from Nacogdoches, Texas, gets his 4th strikeout of the night.
Well, Umber has mixed his pitches well, and he's used his slider. He's thrown some curveballs, spotted his fastball pretty well. The Rangers only have 3 hits now in the 6th inning.
Now Nelly Cruz will step in, 0 for 1 officially tonight. A fly ball and a walk. Umber back to the plate, and a little number down the first baseline. Well, that's got some crazy spin.
I'll say.
Konerko picks it up. That ball went about a hard left 90 feet down there, and Konerko was able to underhand to Umber covering.
It just wasn't going very fast. Nelly hit that right off the cupped part of his bat. It's about as much spin as you can put on a ball. If that was spinning on dirt and not grass, it really would have gone to the left. Grass kind of slowed down the spin. Turned out to be an easy out for Umber, though.
2 up, 2 away, and David Murphy steps to the plate. Murphy has flied out and struck out tonight. First ball swinging, drives one deep to left center field. Going back is Danks, reaches up and makes the catch as he steps onto the warning track and bangs into the padding. A highway robbery for David Murphy as Jordan Danks takes extra bases away from the Ranger DH. We have finished 6 in Arlington, 5-1 Chicago on Fox Sports. Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo, a no-nonsense burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Well, Jordan Danks, who made that great running catch to rob David Murphy of extra bases to end the inning, starts things off against Matt Harrison. He finds himself now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play by Danks out there. He got a good jump on it. Smooth runner. Made it look easy, really. Right up to the wall.
0-2 pitch. Got him on the fists again, and Ian Kinsler will handle this ground ball. So Danks retired. He's now 1 for 3, and it will take the White Sox back to the top of the order for Eduardo Escobar. Well, Matt Harrison has just had a couple of spells tonight where it has not been easy for him to keep the ball in the yard. He gave up a 2-run home run to Paul Konerko in the 4th inning. And then a 2-run blast in the 5th inning to Adam Dunn. And a rocket off the bat of Escobar is a fair ball down the left field line. Into the corner goes Leonis Martin, and at second, putting on the brakes, is Escobar. Escobar thrown out trying to stretch a double into a triple last time and thought better of it here. He's at second with 1 out. Kevin Youkilis coming up. And let's head on down to Emily Jones.
Well, Buzz, as you guys well know, this is always an interesting time of year as we're just a couple of days away from the trade deadline. The Angels making some waves with that trade for Zach Greinke. And, of course, the Rangers rumored to be involved in just about every trade out there. David Murphy says they're not concerned about it.
Bottom line is we let the front office worry about that. Getting close to July 31st, everybody's talking about the trade deadline. Obviously, the Angels went out and made a trade yesterday, so everybody's wondering if we're going to, do something to make ourselves better. When, if the front office wants to go out and do that, that would be great. But we feel like with the 25 guys we've got in here right now, we're ready to win right now.
David Murphy and the rest of the guys in the clubhouse echoing the sentiments that it's a matter of playing to their potential, which they don't feel like they've been doing in recent time. And, it doesn't appear that they're doing it tonight either. So, like you guys said, maybe just in need of a spark of some sort.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, that if you could find that spark, that'd be great. It's sometimes you start searching around for that spark. Kevin Youkilis provided a spark when he came over to the White Sox from the Red Sox. And, I don't think anybody thought when Kevin Youkilis made the switch sock colors, that it was going to have that huge of an impact. But it has been tremendous for the White Sox. He lines this one to left field. Martin coming on, and he's able to make the catch. Throws behind the runner, and just back in time at second is Eduardo Escobar.
Martin's got a good arm, boy. He unloaded that thing quickly with something on it. Didn't wind up to throw it either.
It looked like a shortstop getting rid of that thing.
Meanwhile, Escobar's getting the start tonight for Alexi Ramirez, and he's had a couple of doubles. Bring back Alexi Ramirez. Escobar came into the game hitting 195, but boy, he's making the most of his start tonight. Only had 82 at-bats on the season. Only had 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple.
You get a look at Tanner Shepard starting to loosen in support of Matt Harrison in the bullpen as Adam Dunn takes a pitch just off the corner. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Dunn 2 for 3 tonight. That big 2-run home run that went high into the air in center field and just stayed up there. It seemed like forever. It was in the 5th inning. 2-0 pitch. Hard hit ground ball. Kinsler another chance in shallow right field. This one he turns in. An excellent play. And the White Sox are gone. No runs, a hit, 1 left. After 6.5, Rangers trail 5-1. And now please join Chuck Morgan as we honor America with God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as we pause to honor the men and women of our armed services both at home and around the world. Tonight we invite you to join in singing God Bless America with Jennifer Nickerson.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
in-game box score tonight. Not a whole lot going on for the Rangers. Adrian Beltre and Leonis Martin and Mike Napoli have accounted for the only 3 hits. Mike Napoli, that solo home run, accounting for the only run. The Rangers need to get something going as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Michael Young starting things off. And Philip Humber out there for the beginning of the 7th inning.
Humber's got a pretty decent pitch count at 88.
Michael tonight twice grounding out to shortstop, one of them into a double play, and he takes outside, checks his swing in time, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Michael trying to get aboard to start things off. The home run man, Mike Napoli, waiting in the on-deck circle as Humber comes with a 3-0 pitch, and it's right down the middle. The 3-1 from Humber. And that hits the outside corner. The payoff pitch coming to Young. Hit well to right center field. Danks in a hurry. He's not going to get there. It's by him and to the wall. And caroms away. Young not stopping at second. He turns and goes to third, in with a slide. A leadoff triple for Michael Young.
Danks tried to cut this ball off, but Michael hit a little bit too far. Got to the wall and then took a good carom for the Rangers away from Danks. That allows Michael, instead of a double, to get a triple. Rangers wasted a great opportunity last inning. Man on third and 1 out. Infield back, couldn't get him in. Little sacrifice fly, be a 3-run game instead of a 4-run game. But a good start here to the 7th inning.
Well, Michael Young with his 3rd triple of the year. And Tyler Flowers is going to go out and have a chat with Philip Humber, and Joe West, the veteran umpire, going to go out and see if he can't put in his 2 cents worth and speed things up. Joe telling Tyler Flowers, hey, come on now, I know you're trying to get somebody ready, and it has to be the right-hander Jesse Crane that got up and thrown, but Joe said, you know, we can't be standing out here all night long. Napoli steps in. He homered to the bullpen in left center his last time up. Ooh, and he had a rip of first swing fastball, or first pitch fastball right there.
Not a whole lot different than the pitch he launched into the bullpen.
I think that might be what Knapp is saying. Yep. I got 2 of them and I only hit 1.
Hope I get another one.
Upper part of the strike zone, the inner part of the plate. The 0-1. Breaking ball. Napoli able to lay off that pitch. A ball and a strike now. Crowd starting to get the Napoli chant going one more time. It's been a while since we've heard that. There they go. The 1-1 pitch. 1-2. And as he led off the 5th inning against Philip Humber. Into the bullpen. That is number 16.
San Diego caught his left-hand pitcher. He caught it in his right hand. Just reached out nonchalantly and caught it barehanded.
Next pitch from Humber. Breaking ball, and Napoli leaned on it. The check swing appeal down to first, and Sam Holbrook said nope, no swing. The count is now even.
Good curveball, not a strike. Knapp definitely checked his swing on it. Knapp chokes up a little bit as a power hitter, gives him a little bit better back control. Easier to check your bat if you've choked up than when you're right down on the end of it.
Now the 2-2. Napoli waiting just long enough to get a piece of that curveball. Spoiled it. And we'll try it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Philip Humber about ready to throw his 99th pitch of the night. Warm evening. But the Texas native probably not too unused to this stuff. The right-hander's ready. And again, the 2-2 pitch coming. Just off the outside corner.
Knapp knew it was a ball, but sometimes what you know and what the umpire calls are two different things. Just a little bit outside, but a good call by Joe West. That ball's not a strike.
Now the payoff pitch to Napoli in the dirt, ball 4. Well, Napoli draws the walk, runners at the corners, and nobody out for Leonis Martin. And let's head back to our Fox Southwest studios for a game break. And here's Rick Renner. Rick. All right, Rick, thank you. Well, pitching change underway. Humber gone after 6+ innings of work. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Right-hander is on to take over for Philip Humber. A 30-year-old who was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and played his collegiate ball at San Jacinto at the University of Houston. On now to take over, and he will face Leonis Martin with runners at the corners and nobody out.
Yeah, Jesse Crane's been a good, solid setup man for a number of years, going back to his days with Minnesota. Opponents are only hitting 200 against him. Got a good arm.
Very durable. On here to face Leonis Martin, who is 1 out of 2, a double and a pop out tonight. Young at third, Napoli at first. Nobody out. And the first pitch way inside for ball 1. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Crane. Martin with that double now has upped his batting average to 194. He has 5 runs driven in. Opportunity for more here. And a rip and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Jesse Crane, who came up in 2004 with the Twins, appeared in as many as 75 ball games in Minnesota. This is blowing inside for a ball. Ended up signing with the White Sox in the winter before the 2011 season. He was a free agent. Never has made a start in his professional baseball career. Now the 2-1 pitch. Rip and a miss, and the count's even. Jonas trying to shorten up the thought process a little bit, make some contact, get a run home. Get the Rangers on the board again. They trail 5-1 at the moment. Crane a check of the runners, the 2-2. Going outside, and the count has gone full. The Rangers, who are one base runner away from getting the tying run to home plate. Hope that Martin can fill that role, get on base. Craig Gentry, the number 9 man, waiting in the on-deck circle. Crane ready. And now he's not ready as he backs off. Right-hander studying the signs, has the one he wants. Martin, a chopper foul outside first. And we'll come back and try the 3-2 pitch again. More action out in the White Sox bullpen. Left-hander Grayson Septimo is starting to loosen. There's the guy that caught your home run ball. Maybe
it was Septimo or Santiago?
Oh, it was Santiago. I take it back. Those left-handers, it's hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, I'm sure Septimo could have done it too if it was to him.
That's right. It was Santiago. Again, the 3-2. Got him swinging. Foul tipped into Flowers' glove, and Leonis Martin down on strikes. That's out number 1, and Craig Gentry coming up.
Yeah, he threw him a 3-2 slider, it looked like. Borderline high strike. Martin wasn't able to catch up with it.
Well, now it'll be right-hander against right-hander as Gentry steps in. Craig tonight 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. The 22 RBI, already a career high for Craig Gentry. You got runners at the corners with 1 away here in the 7th inning. And Crane misses a little bit wide for ball 1. Gentry, a ground ball to third, a ground ball to short. Both those at bats, of course, against Philip Humber, the starter. 1-0 pitch to him. Foul back to the screen. 1-1. Michael Young began this inning by tripling to right center field. It was followed by a Mike Napoli walk. 1 out later, they're both in the same position. First and third as Crane misses inside. And the count moves to 2-1 to Craig Gentry. Crane set. And Gentry fouls the next pitch away. This is Gentry's first at bat in his career against Jesse Crane. Only a couple of Rangers have a significant number of bats, and that would be Beltre and Young. 2-2 as Crane comes set. Got him swinging. Fastball away at 92, and Gentry couldn't catch up. Back-to-back strikeouts. And Crane has done exactly what Robert Ventura had hoped he would coming into the game.
Well, he throws a fastball. Looked like it's a little bit outside, but he got Craig to chase it. We talked about last inning, man on third base and one out, not being able to pick him up. First and third and nobody out. Just can't squander this kind of an opportunity late in the ball game when you're down by 4 runs. You have to do it with 2 outs now.
Now Ian Kinsler steps in 0 for 3 tonight. And he takes the first pitch from Crane. That's very high for ball 1. Ian with 8 at-bats against Crane, and he has had no success whatsoever. 0 for 8 and 4 strikeouts. Crane okays the sign. And the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to Ian Kinsler. Doing a little talking to himself. He does that semi-deep knee bend and gets back in. And he takes a strike at the knees. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Got a huge hole on the right side, and we've seen Ian, of late anyway, try to drive the ball more often that way. The second baseman Beckham shaded a couple of steps toward the middle, and with Konerko holding Mike Napoli on, that opens up a pretty good sized hole over there. Crane's 2-1 pitch. Off speed and stays high. The count has gone 3-1, and Ian Kinsler trying to get aboard. That would then bring up the tying run in the person of Elvis Andrus. Crane ready to work. The 3-1 pitch. And now with the count full and 2 outs, Konerko will probably play behind Napoli. That'll cut down on the size of the hole a little bit. No, he won't either. He will continue to hold Napoli on. Now he'll come off and tell Jesse Crane, I'm going to be behind the runner. That cuts down that hole a little bit. Napoli will get a running start. Crane has the sign he wants. The right-hander's ready. There goes Napoli, and the payoff pitch is fouled back to the screen. So Napoli retracing his steps to first. Ian Kinsler trying to figure out what in the world that he might see next. Napoli, you remember, missed a little bit of time with that slightly sore left quad, and I don't imagine running the bases is something that still is real comfortable for him. But he's on the move again, and Kinsler again with a foul ball.
It seems like, you're in a kind of streak right now where you're really struggling offensively as a team, and when you get a pitch, a kind of pitch that you feel like you can drive, they're fouling it off.
Yeah. That's kind of like a pitcher getting to 3-2 and making pitch after pitch after pitch and not being able to put a hitter away. It gets frustrating after a while. Payoff pitch to Kinsler. Well, Ian shakes his head a little bit, and Ron Washington working on those seeds. So what in the world can we do to get this thing jump started here? Well, all it would take really is an extra base hit from Kinsler and a base hit from Andrus, and all of a sudden you're right back in the thick of things. Crane ready, a check of the runners, and the off-speed pitch loop to left field. Viciano coming on, he slides and comes up with it. What a play by Diane Viciedo in left field. And Jesse Crane breathes a big sigh of relief. A great sliding catch by Viciedo. The Rangers are held off the board. No runs a hit. They strand 2 after 7. White Sox 5, Rangers 1 on Fox Sports Southwest. On Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Then on Friday, August 17th, it's Matt Stafford and the Lions as they head to Baltimore to square off against Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Coverage of both games begins at 7 p.m. Central, only on Fox. Now, Matt Harrison's night is finished after 7 innings of work, and 25-year-old right-hander Tanner Shepard comes on.
It's been a good experience for Tanner with all the injuries. He's had an opportunity to pitch in some close games, face good big league hitters, kind of find out where he stands. He's got a great arm. Mid-90s to upper 90s fastball, makings of good pitches to go along with it, and he's getting some pretty good on-the-job training at the big league level.
And the first hitter he will face, Paul Konerko, looks at a big breaking ball that's in for strike 1. Konerko 1 for 3 tonight. That 2-run home run got the White Sox on the board for the first time. That came in the 4th inning.
I think of all the pitches Matt threw tonight, that's the one pitch he'd like to have back. Dunn had got that little cheap infield hit, and Konerko looking probably fastball on the first pitch. Matt threw on 90 miles an hour right in the center square, and Konerko took advantage of it. It's hot right now. He's swinging the bat great, over 500 last week or 10 days. Can catch up with that slider, though.
Yeah, a nasty breaking ball, and that is strikeout number 1 for Shepard. And let's go over to Jim Knox again. Jim.
All right, Buzz, real quick time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Manuel. Comes all the way in from Odessa. Big-time Ranger fan, 97 years young, also World War II veteran, father of 14. He's got all his family here today. Here's the bag. Congratulations. Anything you'd like to say?
Let's go, Ranger!
There we go, Manuel. Congratulations. Here's the bag. Enjoy the rest of the game. Good to have you out here. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. Alex Rios fouled off a pitch from Tanner Shepard, and the right-hander back to the wind, the 0-1. Good breaking ball, and he is throwing nothing but strikes. As Rios down on the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Shepard has thrown 5 pitches, and they have all been either in the zone or swung at. And there's another one that's just foul tipped, just barely a piece of it. And Mike Napoli couldn't quite hang on. It's still 0-2. Shepard's out of Mission Viejo, California. Rocks and deals. And a line drive to left, but it's right at Leonis Martin. He grabs it. Alex Rios retired. There are 2 gone for Diane Viciedo. Viciedo 1 out of 2 officially. Been on a couple times, a walk and a single. And the breaking ball misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Shepard's back to him. That pitch is high. Looks like a slider that just hung up there about chin high. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, both pitches did the same thing. Curveball and a slider just stayed up and in.
And a fastball up and in, and that got Viciedo on the hand, or did it? Joe West is saying nope, it got the hand. So Viciedo is going to go down to first base, and West talking with Mike Napoli just momentarily. Now, Napoli probably heard the bat click and say, well, that didn't hit him. Unless he's got a wooden hand, that had to hit the bat.
Well, sometimes what happens is it hits the knob of the bat. You've got your hands curled around the knob of the bat. You know, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, if it doesn't hurt, chances are it did hit the knob of the bat.
Now, in any event, Viciedo given first base on the hit batter. And Tyler Flowers, after taking ball 1, will have to wait for a moment as Mike Napoli going out and having a chat with Tanner Shepard. Flowers 0 for 3. Called out on strike. First 2 trips to the plate. White Sox leading 5-1. They about hit the Rangers 7-4. Shepard's trying to keep it at a 5-1 lead for Chicago. And a little chopper foul down the third baseline. Handled by Joe McEwing, the third base coach, very handily. Mike Napoli flashing out the signs, and Tanner Shepard's picks one he wants. 1-1 pitch. Slider is wide. It's 2 balls and a strike. Now the next pitch to Flowers. Slow roller to third. Beltre unloads on target, and that will do it. No runs, no hits. The hit batter, Viciedo, left stranded. 7.5 in the books. White Sox 5-1 over the Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. of the game. And Tom, I know a play that you really appreciate watching, that relay from center.
Well, the Rangers perform relays great. Good throw from Gentry. Hard throw from Elvis. Almost an impossible play for Beltre to scoop this ball in the dirt and then make the tag all at the same time. Just a tremendous all-around play, but it doesn't happen without that pick-up and tag by Adrian Beltre. What a beautiful play. Everybody likes to be on TV. A lot of young Ranger fans out here every day.
A lot of Ranger fans, period, too. Moms and dads coming along with him. 47,580 on hand here tonight. The 29th sellout of the year, and a new hurler. Well, not really a new one. We saw him last night. Brett Myers worked an inning last night. He will work the 8th inning tonight to start things off against Elvis Andrus, and he throws a strike.
Myers came over to the White Sox from the Astros, where he is their closer, doing a nice job for him. And 19 saves with the Astros. He's a setup man now for the White Sox.
And he fires strike 2 on the inside corner. Elvis had a questioning look back to Joe West, and doesn't appear by that expression that Joe West gave him the answer or the call that Elvis wanted.
It's one of those pitches that's close. Technically, it's a little bit out of the strike zone, though.
And Brett Myers, the savvy veteran that he is, tried to go right back to that spot and just missed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 2-2. Elvis tonight reached on an error back in the 1st inning. Had a stolen base, went as far as 3rd base, but was left stranded. And he's gone on strikes here. One away before Adrian Beltre comes up. Let's check in with Dana Larson out at the Captain Morgan Club. And a preview of Rangers Live coming up. Dana?
Buzz, the postgame show is coming up, and can anyone cool off those red-hot A's? We'll have Oakland's highlights in Baltimore. Also, Mark McLemore's perspective on Josh Hamilton's day off. And now Zach Greinke is in the division. We'll show you his numbers against the AL West, plus Ron Washington's postgame comments. It's all coming up on Rangers Live. Back to you guys.
All right, Dana, thank you. Adrian Beltre to the plate, and he looks at a breaking ball from Myers that finds the outside corner for strike 1. And the next pitch inside to him.
A lot of movement on that sinker that Myers is throwing. The ball that Elvis swung and missed at for strike 3 just really dipped as it got to home plate.
Beltre rocking down to 3rd, but gobbled up nicely by Euclid. Corner to corner, and there are 2 outs for Nelly Cruz. Last night when Myers came in the ballgame, he worked the 8th inning of that contest also, and he faced the bottom of the order. Nelly Cruz did start things off against him last night. Lined one to left field, but it was caught. So the first 3 hitters that Myers faced tonight, Cruz the only one that he faced in last night's game. And Nelly takes a knee-high strike. Cruz 0 for 2. He has a walk and a ground out. Also a fly ball to the outfield. Check swing. Did he go around? The appeal to first base, and Sam Holbrook said nope. No swing.
Good call.
The 1-1 to Cruz. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Michael Kirkman, the left-hander, up and throwing in the Ranger bullpen. And Cruz, a broken bat ground ball out to Escobar, the shortstop. And that'll do it. Brett Myers works a perfect 1-2-3-8. 9th inning coming up in Arlington. 5-1 Chicago on Fox Sports Southwest. travel to the games at Rangers Ballpark. Follow at Rangers Info for updates on parking availability, gate openings, weather, and events. Just connect at Rangers Info today. '29th sellout of 2012 on hand here tonight, and they are hoping for a big Ranger comeback. 5-1 Chicago as we head to the top of the 9th inning, and left-hander Michael Kirkman comes out of the Ranger pen, and he will pitch the 9th.
Yeah, Michael's been throwing the ball well for the Rangers. His fastball is frequently in the mid-90s. He's really throwing well. He's mixing in a really good curveball to go along with it. Michael hasn't pitched in 10 days. He last pitched on the 18th, so he's well rested. Probably needs this little 1-inning tune-up. Probably right now with 6 guys in the bullpen, he would be the long man.
And Gordon Beckham starting things off. A swing and no contact on the first pitch. Beckham 0 for 3. Grounded out a couple of times and skied to center field. And a good fastball by Michael Kirkman, 95 miles an hour, and he got it right on by Gordon Beckham. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Kirkman back to the plate. Just missed inside. 1-2. Kirkman trying to dispatch the White Sox quickly here. Get the Rangers an opportunity to do some damage in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch fouled away to the right. And it's still a ball and 2 strikes.
Said 6 guys in the bullpen. I guess technically Martin Perez now is probably available in the bullpen. It's been long enough since he started the game. With Roy Oswalt scheduled to make the next start, that would make him a reliever. Boy,
Good breaking
good
ball.
pitch.
Wow. That's that back foot slider from Michael Kirkman, and he strikes out Gordon Beckham to start off the 9th.
Now, when you see Michael make these kind of pitches, it's easy to say. It's just a matter of time where he gets consistently able to do that, where he becomes a very outstanding bullpen pitcher. Now, you could always go into the rotation down the road. He's been a starting pitcher in the minor leagues, but he appears to have a lot of value as a bullpen pitcher right now, based on a mid-90s fastball and that kind of curveball. Just a matter of being consistent with his command.
He ran that fastball in on Jordan Dank's first pitch, and Dank's able to fight it off foul.
Yeah, Jordan's going to say to himself, I got to hit the ball off the good part of the bat right here because my thumb's getting sore.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got a hit and scored a run, started a rally in the 5th inning with that little ball off the hands that blooped over third base. And one thing, we haven't seen a lot of Jordan Danks, but what we've seen in center field's pretty impressive. He looks like he can really play a nice center field. Big, tall, lanky guy, moves smoothly out there.
He got the head of the bat out that time and pulled it foul. Now the Rangers and White Sox wrap up the series tomorrow evening, a 6 o'clock start. Gavin Floyd will toe the slab for the White Sox. Scott Feldman gets the start. Scott having won his last time out at 4-6 now. Battle will have it right here for you at 6 o'clock. First pitch on Fox Sports Southwest. 2-2 the count to Jordan Danks. 1 out, bases empty. Evan Youkilis and his crowd leading at the moment. Another breaking ball, and the count has gone full. Jordan Danks, of course, the younger brother of John Danks. Both of them grew up in the Austin area. University of Texas. Kirkman with the payoff pitch. Looped foul down the third base side. Well, Kirkman about ready to throw his 12th pitch of the inning. Kevin Youkilis, one of the more intense guys around.
Adam Dunn's got a lot of confidence. He's
Yeah,
not going to go too far with that swing. Got a wide open, vulnerable nose right there.
Got plenty of confidence in that bat control. Kirkman again with the payoff. Check swing, he went around, and Napoli applies the tag. So back-to-back strikeouts, 2 gone, and Eduardo Escobar will come to the plate. Dank's trying to pull that bat back, hoping that Joe West didn't see him, but Joe's not exactly in his first rodeo, so he made that call. And for out number 2, now Escobar steps to the plate. He's doubled his last 2 times up and takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. Escobar, in case you missed it earlier, filling in for Alexi Ramirez, the normal shortstop. Ramirez and Alejandro De Aza, the center fielder, collided last night, both of them feeling the after effects today. And Escobar has done a very good job for the White Sox tonight. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI and a couple of doubles. Oh, 0-2 the count, though, as he faces Kirkman. And he went around. Michael Kirkman, after the throw down to first by Napoli, has struck out the side in order. Oh, a very clean 9th inning for Kirkman. Rangers coming to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. They need 4 to tie, 5 to walk off on Fox Sports Southwest. And enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Now, the Rangers are down by 4 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they will face yet another veteran out of the bullpen. It'll be Matt Thornton, the left-hander.
Well, we talked about Matt Thornton last night. Veteran setup left-hander. Been an all-star. Got a great arm. Nice, smooth 94 to 96 mile an hour fastball.
And he is facing David Murphy to start things off, and Murph takes a strike. Murphy, Young, and Napoli to face Thornton. 1 ball, 1 strike to Murphy. David robbed last time as he drove a ball to the 404 mark in deepest left center field, and Jordan Danks able to run it down. Going the other way, Murphy slices it out of play. It's 1-2 now. Thornton back to the plate. This is with that breaking ball, and the count is even at 2-2. Well, Thornton, for a while, tried by the White Sox to be their closer and had a little bit of success, but then the White Sox decided they would go with a younger player. There's a smash by Konerko, headed toward the right field corner. Murphy into second. Rios a little trouble coming up with it, but David's going to pull up with a leadoff double. Well, that was just a rocket that Konerko had no chance to react to.
In the fifth and seventh innings, the Rangers had great opportunities to at least score a run or two to make this a much closer game. They've got to get 4, but that's a good start, leadoff double. Back in the seventh inning, the Rangers started out first and third and nobody out, couldn't score 1 run.
Well, Murphy wins that lefty-lefty matchup. And now here's Michael Young, who's 1 for 3. He tripled his last time to the plate. And the pitch inside for ball 1. Young trying to pick up Murphy, but more importantly, get on base himself. And he takes very high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Michael Young, including last night, 1 out of 10 against Thornton in his career as the left-hander fires a strike. Thornton ready, a check of Murphy. Young, a ground ball up the middle, diving stop by Escobar, who scrambles up and throws him out. Nice play by the shortstop. On to third goes Murphy, but there is a very large 1 out on a ball smoked off the bat of Michael Young.
Escobar chooses to dive or slide for that ball. Looked like he could have reached down and caught it. In any event, he did catch it and did make the play. Got a nice game tonight. Starting in place of Alexi Ramirez. A couple of doubles, drove in a run.
Now Thornton goes to the windup against Mike Napoli and fires a strike. David Murphy, the runner at third, 1 out. Murph working his way down the line as the left-hander Thornton comes back to the plate and misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Knapp 1 for 2. Way inside. 2 balls and a strike. Brandon Snyder has gotten to bat and come into the on-deck circle to bat for Leonis Martin. Thornton to Napoli. Big swing and a miss on a 94-mile-an-hour heater. Rangers just 1 for 20 in this series.
Yeah, this series is only 2 games, too.
Yeah. And Napoli just able to get a piece of that, although he also got a piece of his left foot with that foul ball. Yeah, it's one thing to have 20 opportunities with runners in scoring position in 2 games back to back. It's another thing to just go 1 for 20 in those situations. And Ron Washington said last night we had the opportunities, just couldn't get the job done. Tonight the same story. Here's a shot up the middle off the mound, backhanded by Beckham. He throws to first, gets Napoli. Murphy will score. It's a 5-2 game, but Napoli the latest victim of good defense by the White Sox.
Well, you look at the difference between outs and hits, and it's not that big. Michael Young hit a ball sharply up the middle. Couldn't quite get it by Escobar. Now Knapp hits the ball fairly well up the middle. Can't get it by Beckham. Both those balls are a little bit away from the fielder. Maybe it's first and second, nobody out and a run in. But when you're not going well offensively, those balls don't fall in for hits.
So the bases are empty now with a run across. Rangers trail by 3. And here's Brandon Snyder pinch hitting for Leonis Martin. Snyder hitting at .290 with 3 home runs, 9 driven in. And he takes outside for a ball. Snyder, another Ranger that has not faced Thornton. Swing and a miss. And he is down in the count now. A ball and 2 strikes. Robin Ventura's team trying to win its 6th ball game in a row. Make that his 5th ball game in a row. 6th in a row. You go back to the sweep against the Rangers. The chopper out to second. This should do it. Beckham sidearms to first, and the Rangers are out in the 9th. They score a run, but they come up short as the White Sox have won the first 2 games of this series. Tonight, the final score 5-2 in favor of the White Sox. Now, Dana Larson and Mark McLemore when we return to Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest.